I always thought betrayal would come loud. Screaming matches, broken dishes, confessions blurted in rage. But when I found out, it arrived in silence. The day I discovered Emily's affair, it wasn't through some dramatic confrontation. It was a message, a single, stupid message flashing on her phone while she showered. A heart emoji from a contact named Erin Work. I wasn't snooping. Her phone had lit up beside me, and something in me froze when I saw the preview. Last night felt like a dream. Wish you were in my arms right now. The world didn't explode. It just went quiet. The sound of the shower, the faint hum of the heater, my own heartbeat, all blurred together. I remember staring at the phone until the screen dimmed again, like a curtain closing. I could have confronted her right there. I could have shouted, thrown accusations, demanded explanations. But instead, I sat back, placed the phone exactly where it had been, and waited for the water to stop. She came out wrapped in a towel, humming softly, her hair dripping on the tiles. She smiled when she saw me. "Morning," she said, as if the world hadn't just split open between us. And I smiled back. For weeks, I said nothing, not a word. I watched her, every late-night meeting, every sudden text, every excuse about work stress. I memorized her lies until I could predict them. I didn't confront her because I wanted her to reveal who she truly was. And she did, slowly, almost carelessly, as if I had become too familiar to suspect her. The day I decided to leave wasn't the day I found out she cheated. It was the day I realized she didn't love me enough to feel guilty. One night, she came home late again. Her perfume was different, sharper, more expensive. She kissed my cheek like a sister would, not a wife. Then she went straight to bed. I stood in the hallway, looking at her half-empty wine glass on the counter. I knew then that staying would kill something in me I could never get back. So I began to disappear, quietly, strategically, without letting her notice. I canceled our shared subscriptions, redirected my salary to a new account, sold off my personal items one by one. I even stopped leaving traces. No cologne on the pillow, no extra toothbrush, no text during her work trips. I became a ghost inside my own house. The night I left, she was out with her friends. I wrote her a note, only one line. "You traded forever for a moment. I hope it was worth it." I left the keys on the counter, packed a single suitcase, and walked out without locking the door behind me. No fights, no explanations, no closure. For a year, I lived quietly, a small town 3 hours away, working remotely, learning to breathe again. The silence was heavy at first, like a punishment, but over time it became peace. Sometimes I'd catch myself wondering if she missed me, if she regretted it. But those thoughts faded, replaced by something steadier, indifference. Then, one rainy evening, exactly a year to the week since I left, there was a knock on my door. 3 soft knocks. Hesitant, when I opened it, she was standing there, soaked to bone, her eyes red and swollen. For a second, neither of us spoke. She just stood there trembling, clutching her bag as if it were the only thing holding her together. "Eli," she whispered, her voice cracking. I didn't know where else to go. I didn't say anything. I didn't move. She stepped closer, tears streaming down her face. "I made a mistake. Please, I just need to talk to you." Her words echoed through the doorway, familiar yet foreign. And just like that, every memory I had buried, every kiss, every lie, every silent night, came rushing back. But I wasn't the same man she left. She was crying, waiting for me to speak, to comfort her, to let her in. But all I did was stare, calm, unreadable. She had no idea that this wasn't her story anymore. It was mine. For a long moment, I just stood there, watching the rain run down her face like it was trying to wash away the guilt she carried. Her once perfect hair was a tangled mess, her coat clinging to her body, her lipstick faded into nothing. She looked like a woman who'd been running. From something, or maybe from herself. "Can I come in?" she asked softly. Her voice trembled, the same voice that used to hum in the kitchen every Sunday morning. I stepped aside, wordless. She entered, dripping onto the wooden floor. The warmth of the small house wrapped around her, but I stayed near the door, unmoving. She turned, her eyes searching my face for something familiar. Forgiveness, maybe, but all she found was silence. Eli, I don't even know where to start, she began, clutching her hands together. I know I have no right to be here, but I had to see you. I needed to explain. Explain? I finally said, my voice calm but sharp. You mean justify? She winced. No, I don't expect you to understand. I thought I was happy back then. Erin made me feel seen, alive. I was stupid. Her words were jagged, spilling out with every breath. After you left, everything fell apart. He wasn't who I thought he was. He used me, Eli, lied to me, and when I realized it was too late. I lost everything. I didn't flinch. I had imagined this scene 100 times. Her broken, her sorry, her desperate. But in every version, I had something to say. Something cutting. Something final. Yet now, all I felt was distance. She sank onto the edge of the couch, her voice barely a whisper. I kept waiting for you to come back. For months. I thought maybe you just needed time. She looked up, her eyes pleading. But you never did. No, I said simply. I didn't. The silence between us thickened. Only the rain spoke, steady, relentless. She wiped her cheeks. I know I destroyed us. I can't undo what I did. But Eli, I'm not asking for us to go back. I need you to know how sorry I am. I haven't slept properly in months. Every time I close my eyes, I see your note. You traded forever for a moment. Her voice broke as she recited it. That line haunted me, she said, because I did. I traded something real for something meaningless. I stared at her, the woman who once promised me honesty, now begging for fragments of forgiveness. You didn't just trade forever, I said quietly. You buried it. She looked down, her shoulders shaking. Then, almost in a whisper, she asked, Do you hate me? I thought about that. Once, the answer would have been yes. Loud, certain, burning. But hate is heavy. It eats what's left of you long after love dies. No, I said at last. I don't hate you. I just don't care anymore. Her lip trembled. She nodded slowly, like she'd been waiting to hear that all along. Then she reached into her bag and pulled out a small envelope. Creased, smudged, like it had been carried for months. I kept this, she said, setting it on the table. The papers you left behind. The divorce ones. I never signed them. My eyes stayed on the envelope. Why? Because I thought, maybe you come back, she whispered. I thought if I kept that door open, maybe I forgive you. I finished for her. Her silence was answer enough. I walked over to the table, picked up the envelope, and slid it open. The papers were still there, untouched, my signature waiting for hers. I took out a pen from the drawer. Her eyes widened. Eli, I'm not doing this to hurt you, I said softly. I'm doing this because I finally can. I signed the final page, set the pen down, and slid the papers toward her. Tears streamed down her face as she signed beside my name. The sound of the pen scratching against paper was quieter than I expected, like the closing of a book rather than a door. When she finished, she sat still, her hand trembling. So that's it, she whispered. That's it, I said. You get to start over. And so do I. She nodded, barely holding herself together. Then she stood, slipping her bag over her shoulder. At the door, she paused and looked back. You were the best thing that ever happened to me, Eli, she said. I just realized it too late. I met her gaze, steady, unbroken. No, I replied quietly. You realized it right on time, just not in time to fix it. She hesitated, as if waiting for me to call her back. But I didn't. The door closed behind her, and the rain swallowed her footsteps. For a long time, I stood there, listening to the sound of her fading away. And for the first time in years, I felt something pure. Not revenge, not satisfaction, just peace. She had come seeking forgiveness. But what she really found was finality. And as I looked at the signed papers on the table, I smile faintly. Some ghosts don't need haunting. They just need to be let go.